Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again to the live stream. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew. That's Michael Beats Your Life. I thought I saw Jacob Tanjay on here. There he is. What's up, brother? All my fourth quarter members, because I've got an announcement today I'm going to make that concerns the fourth quarter members. He said, I'm fully booked. I'll be there for the Manila meet and greet. Man, I think it's going to be iconic for real. What's up, Raymond? Raymond Smith. All my old heads. This is Michael Alexander. Thank y'all for all y'all support. What's up, Roger? There's Shelton. Let me know when you want that consultation, Shelton. Sheldon. I keep calling you Shelton. What's up, Johnny S? Hope everything's going okay out there in the Bay Area. Any new viewers joining us today for the first time, welcome. And anybody catching this on replay, what's up, C-Dub? He said, Big Bro Cal, I'm headed to Ghana soon. I promise not to crash out. Man, we're going to talk about that today. What's up, Ralph? The peso is 57.11. Nothing to complain about. And it dipped down to 56.5. And I got worried, man. I was like, I hope it don't go back down. Because, man, it was crashing. Just like our topic tonight is, why so many expats / travelers crashing out overseas? Men and women. We want to talk about that today. But I want to start this out, man. I got a big announcement. Starting in the morning, I'm getting back on my regular schedule. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday live streams. My live streams are only going to be for my members only. And I just came to that decision. I want to reward my supporters because sometimes a lot of them, they're over here on the side in the comments and they get bypassed because they got so many people watching. So if you enjoy my live streams and you want to continue to be a part of the live stream, just join my members only or my Patreon, because I'm going to do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday on my members only. And then I'm going to do Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Friday on Patreon. But I thank y'all, man, for y'all support. It's just the right thing to do, man. I talked it over with Marilyn, because a lot of times, man, guys will be like, man, you didn't read my comment. People like Kamal and different ones, hey, you skipping over me, Rashard Smith. But I really don't be doing it on purpose. I think a lot of people on here, and that way I can get rid of a lot of people who are meddling, who really aren't supporting my channel. They're just trying to creep in here and get content or cause problems or whatever it is. But I made the video about the update over here, and that's why I came up with the topic, because there's been a lot of high profile cases involving foreigners, not only in the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, different places. And I asked the question, why are so many people crashing out, man? Is it who we are? Because remember, Americans, we're supposed to be exceptional. We practice that American exceptionalism, and we're supposed to be elitist. But it's not just Americans. It's all nationalities, man. I saw where they arrested some Filipinos over in Hong Kong for scam. Pretending to be a dentist's office, but they were really maids and they were overstaying. But I just wanted to talk about that, because, of course, the Kenya situation, but it's not just that, man. There was an American who was arrested for robbing a jewelry store in Vietnam. It's crazy. And then, did anybody get to see those Americans over in Colombia throwing up all that money, damn near causing a riot over there? He said, Passport Jim needs to be blacklisted. Well, he was fortunate. I don't understand what happened there. I was just speculating. Merlin said the woman, he probably paid the woman not to press charges. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let him go. But if he watches my channel, I'm going to tell him, man, you better leave. It ain't over. But I'm going to start playing my theme song again once I go to members only in Patreon. I'm going to start playing it again. But yeah, he was very fortunate. And see, I didn't show his face. Why would I do that? People was like, oh, take the blur off, shame him, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the man's life in jeopardy. I'm not the police over here. Remember, I believe in due process, but I blurred it out. But I've got the original. He's a big guy, man. And no matter what reason he gave for doing that, there is no excuse for what he did. If the woman stole his money, like he's saying, call the police. Have her arrested. I don't. If Merlin ran out with the money I have in my house, it wouldn't be cause to kill her. He said, "You're brave coming on live during the college football holiday weekend." Yeah, but see, I won't be on tonight. Yeah, they've got Colorado. Of course, they're going to watch that. And a few other games. But yeah, we've got dedicated supporters, man. And a lot of people don't follow college football. Yeah, because I'm not them. He said, why not shame him? They shame us once one bad apple gets out, they broadcast it everywhere. But I'm not them. I don't believe that way. And I don't think you'd want us to do you like that, Q. Like I said, we're only getting that one side of the story. And I'm not the police. I'm not the courthouse. I don't think it would be appropriate anyway. Now, if he would have streamed that himself, like the guy in Kenya did, that's a different story. But I'm not going to put the man's face out there on blast, even though they've got some news stations and radio stations over here that probably will put him on blast. He's in enough trouble as it is. He just don't know it. He's using mental illness as an excuse. He said, hey, Cal, you've been gone from America too long. Now, I know how big college football is, but I'm just saying that, okay, if you think, if it's drama, people are going to watch it. You see Razor Rays? Razor Rays has almost 1,000. He had almost 1,000 people on his live stream today because he was talking. He had the guy on there, Jay Rello, who was in the middle of this controversy in Kenya. When I looked on there, he had 951 people watching his live stream, man. They'll watch it. But some things are more important than sports. I don't watch it like I used to. I watch the highlights, though, but I can't sit and watch a whole game. It's too boring for me. I just can't do it, man. It's just not the sports like when I was growing up. It's all about money and, you can't really, especially football. They might as well be playing touch out there. Man, when I was growing up playing football, they'd take your damn head off. That's one of the reasons why I stopped playing football. We had a middle linebacker. His name was Clay, man, and he was all state. and we had an old sadistic football coach, Coach Lovely. He's still coaching, by the way, and he's still teaching. And he was my freshman gym teacher. And then my daughter, that's 27, she'll be 28 this year in October. He was her damn freshman gym teacher. But he had this exercise where he set up the tackle dummies, 3 of them. So there's 2. You have to run through one of them, and the defense is running beside you. And he, he's going to hit you. He hit me so hard, man. He knocked me into the future. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I said, y'all think I'm playing? I made up my mind right there. The coaches didn't know it. Nobody knew it. When he hit me, I was like, I'm done. When after practice, I'm turning in my equipment. I'm never stepping foot on football field again. Yeah. But he said, I just arrived in Cartagena. Oh, man. I've been there, man. He said, U.S. military is heavy out here. Navy is all over. I didn't realize how deep our military is. To be honest, I feel safe, but I hope they don't go to war. What's going on over there? What happened? Because I know that was always one of our stops, even on a carrier. Man, we tore that place up. And Rio de Janeiro. But Cartagena, man, it got some beautiful beaches. But I never hear anybody really talking about cost of living or anything like that. Every time you watch a video on Cartagena, it's always about the nightlife, the women and stuff. Because I think it's legal over there, if I'm not mistaken. What's up, Ron? He said the dude is mental. Yeah, something's going on with him, man. He beat that girl pretty good. Imagine Booby saw it. Booby was telling me about it. She said, Daddy, the door opened and he pushed her out on the ground. I was like, man, that's bad. Because, she was bleeding here, bruises all here, over here. Man, this guy's a big guy. He said, Brother Cal, you don't really know your value here online with the quality information about your experiences. I agree with your choice for members. Yeah, I decided to do it, man. People are getting something for nothing. If you're a real supporter, just, join the channel. Or join my Patreon. It's no big deal, man. It's not like, man, my Patreon is probably the lowest Patreon for somebody on my level because I didn't do it for money like that. And then I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's only $3.69. But I treat them all the same for real. What's up, Juice? He said, what's up, Cal? Yeah, I'm not big on college football. I'll watch an NFL game, though. Yeah, I will. But I don't think I could sit down and watch a whole game anymore. Too many commercials, too much stoppage. So I just go to the highlights. Hey, thanks, Beach of Life. He said, join the channel membership. I've got 155 members. I don't know how many watch me or not, but it's a good way to find out once I do members only. It can be a little bit more intimate, man. I can answer more people's questions who really, basically pay for that right. He said, soon you should have me on. I can talk about remote jobs for folks who want extra income while living abroad. Yeah, man, like I told you, send me an email and I could have you on. I could have you on the members only in the morning because that's something that a lot of people are interested in. Because, see, remember I was telling you, like, people have stolen the narrative of the passport bros, okay? Even though you may not consider yourself a passport bro. I've got people who are living here in the Philippines who are remotely working, but they would never come on my channel and just talk about it. They're afraid of getting attacked. So the positive stuff never really gets out there, man. Man, these communities are powerful for real. We just don't utilize the power that we got. We're too afraid. We let people scare us into being quiet. But yeah, I would love for you to come on like that, because it's not a week that goes by that somebody's asking me about that. Can we work in the Philippines? I'm tired of working, but I can't retire yet. Do you know anybody that's hiring for remote jobs? He said, Cal, why are there so many Filipinos online selling box, Filipino Cupid? Well, a lot of times they're not even Filipinos, man, believe it or not. Y'all should know by now that these scammers from all over the world have hijacked these dating sites, man. They see how easy it is to get money. You see what I was telling you the other day about the man in Florida? He's thinking he's talking to a woman in I think it was Chicago or somewhere, New York or wherever it was. The profile's coming from Nigeria. And he ended up giving the woman, like $50,000 or something like that. But you can look at it as, some people, if you want to be real technical, they're all selling box. Really, what woman you know that you don't have to spend money on? But I wouldn't go so far as to say that. But yeah, a lot of times there are a lot of scammers on there. You just gotta avoid the scammers, man. Don't y'all guys know how to handle these dating sites yet? If you don't, stay off of them, because you're gonna get scammed. You're not gonna have a good experience. But it's really not that hard. That's an obvious sign when a woman asks you for money. But you're gonna pay for it no matter what, no matter where you are. If you meet women online, over here at least there's a semblance of normalcy. These women aren't prostitutes, but you got to pay for it. They don't want a broke mofo, coming around their profile. What's up, Richard? Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Hey, what's this guy doing? Hey, Derek Jones, man, don't do that to my channel, man. See, this is why I need to go members only, man. Don't spam my channel, man. Look how many times he done wrote Calvin why there's so many Filipinos online selling box. I'm getting rid of you, man. I can't do that, man. See, this is the reason why. Thank you for making my case, dude. He says, you better watch out for those Colombian women. They're drugging and robbing gringos. Some Americans have died of overdose of the drug. Yeah, that scopolamine, man. He said, Cal, did you really quit out the one love tap in football? I did. That was a hard, like I said, he knocked me into the future. I saw my future wasn't bright on that football field. I never forgot him, man. Look, I'm 62. We're both 62. And we were good friends, man. We had the same classes and stuff together. Man, he was all state, though. Because they're going to clean shot at you. You got to run through one of those holes. They sitting there just really waiting for you. And he's running full speed. See, the thing about most people, if you've never played football before on any level, when you see these games, every play, somebody's getting hurt for real. You just look at it like, oh, man, ain't nothing. Because you can't really hear the crash. Man, them people be hitting on that field. It's a wonder you see a lot of these football players crashing out. During the season, preseason, after the season, they're like boxers, man. You keep taking hits like that, man, you ain't going to be in your right state of mind. And you got to be a certain type of animal to get out there, man. That pro football especially, man, is vicious. Okay? And that's what we pay for. We like that kind of stuff. You can't be no punk. I just wasn't cut out for that, man. I wasn't cut out for it. He said, yeah, that J. Rello dude needs to be in prison. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to go that far. Like I said, he released that video on his own. I had somebody do it. You know, you can't take anything away from him. The guy is an entertainer, man. He's been viral more than once. If he could just kind of harness that and make it, you know, into a money maker, which, you know, they're financing him. I was watching because he was talking today. He's still over in Kenya. I guess he's trying to wait for it to die down or whatever it is. But people talking about funding him still to go different places and stuff like that. But I mean, you got to give him credit, man. People be online all their life and never go viral. This dude's went viral twice. And some of the comments was like the only reason, some of the African people was like, yeah, the only reason why we ain't got this guy is because it was a prostitute. He said they play games with good men, Uncle Cal. Who does, Paul? You know, you just got to know what you're doing. Yeah, Booby saw that, man. She was telling me about it yesterday. Because if you go and watch that short, you hear the Filipinos in the background talking. And I was asking Merlin, I said, well, what are they saying? She was like, well, they're just talking about to the girl. They're telling her, you know, you got to choose a man, not for his money, but his character. You know, and that's why I'm telling y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, that 18 to 80 blind crippled are crazy. Some women, they just aren't in a position to say no to these guys, especially the ones on the dating site. If you've never been over here, man, and you see the conditions some of the women live in, I'm going to put a video on my Patreon. I'm going to show y'all where your girlfriend comes from. Maybe you can have more empathy for people. Maybe you try to understand what's really going on, man. But we don't, man. We're watching YouTube and we see, you know, like Geo's ex and all of these Filipinos, they've already rose up and made it. They're living Western standards over here. You didn't see them before. You know, you see the Filipino P and she's a big time celebrity now. You didn't see her before, how she used to live before. So it was just 18 to 80 blind, crippled, and crazy that backfired. They're like, oh, we don't care what you smell like. Do you have some money? Can you help me get out of my situation? And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My heart goes out to a lot of them. I've been over here too long, man. I empathize with them, man, because I live around the locals, you know, and I know why they're on those dating sites. That doesn't give you, you know, permission to take advantage of them, because they're not taking advantage of you. The bad ones are, because y'all won't listen. All you got to do is listen to the vloggers that have been over here. We can help you avoid the bad ones. Because the guy, one of my, Jim C. from Florida, he's here now. He messaged me because there's a video going around and there's a comment, and he messaged me the comment that said, oh, if you're 50 years old and the Filipina is less than 35, if she's pursuing you, you're being stalked. She's trying to scam you. And he said, what do you think about this? I don't agree with it. And I said, no, he's telling the exact truth. He's telling the exact truth, because they're not going to run after you like that. That's not the way the game is played over here. He said, he mental. Yeah, oh my God, y'all find some many excuses for people who are white. But when they're black, he's a thug. No mental issues there. Yeah, I'm saying, this is what the girl said. She told Merlin that he's shell shocked. He's not in his right mind, but she had to deal with him anyway. Okay, you know good and well he ain't getting nothing over in America. Nobody's coming within 1,000 feet of him. A prostitute probably wouldn't even come 1,000 feet with him because they can see that he's not in his right mind, but she don't know really because she's only communicating with him online till he finally gets here. Then he goes over there and crashes out on the girl. Yeah, there it is, Rashad. But if y'all think I'm playing, it's not just these high profile cases. I'm going to tell you something who can co-sign for everything I'm going to say today. Do any of y'all guys watch Asia Now? The channel by Alex, who has living abroad. Go on there if you don't think foreigners are acting a damn monkey overseas. That's it. That old Asia Now, it's nothing but horror stories of foreigners coming over here acting up, man. And then what I'll do when I watch his channel, I'll go research it myself and see what's going on. But yeah, there's always foreigners acting up over here. Now imagine if these countries acted the same way as America does about its immigrants, illegal or not. If an immigrant does something in America right now because of their agenda, it's front page. And a lot of times if they deport you, they're not even going to deport you to your home country. How sinister, how diabolical is that? If you come to the Philippines, you overstay, or you have a fight with your girlfriend, you get locked up, they deport you, and they deport you to somewhere like Uganda, or some crazy shit like that. It's crazy, right? But they don't do it. It's almost like they sweep it under the rug. They give us the benefit of the doubt. Hey, Young Fresh Global Travel, thanks for that super chat. He said, how to avoid getting drugged. Book a room for no more than $40 for the night and do not drink anything. I don't trust anyone. There's zero need to drink anything. Like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Yeah, man. And it's some damn pieces over in Colombia. I ain't gonna lie. If you like TNA and all that, and they got some of the most beautiful beaches over there. Because I was watching a video last night because I miss Cartagena. It was one of my favorite places, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and Cartagena, Colombia. But you better know what you're doing. That's why they don't give these vloggers enough credit, man. For a guy who's thinking, oh, all I can do is get on a plane and go to Cartagena, man, you would be stupid not to watch one of these vlogs. Every vlogger's not full of shit, man. Some guys do got good information. You gotta, discern. You gotta be able to discern, what's good for you and what's not. It's like a buffet. I don't like everything on the damn buffet, man. Some of that crazy shit I won't eat. What's up, Lonnie? When you coming back over here? He said, how not to get drugged in Colombia, don't go. That's crazy. But those guys in Kenya, they must have, in Colombia must have a lot of money, man. Because I don't know what the exchange rate is over there. I don't know. You can't see the denomination of the bills they throwing up in the air. But they really acting a donkey, man. They got people scrambling, man. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, Jim? Yeah, he's the one that sent me the comment. And I said, yeah, the man's telling the truth. These women over here don't pursue you. If a woman's pursuing you, man, she's trying to set you up. You're going to get scammed. It don't work like that over here. Even though they want you bad and they want your money, they're never going to show it. The process is let him come after you. Even if you're on a dating site and some woman, that's why the scammers are always clicking your notification and sending you messages. They're pursuing you. The typical Filipino is not going to do that, man. She's not going to do that because she knows it's a red flag. She knows it's a red damn flag, a flashing red light. You know, they running just fast enough or slow enough for us to catch them. That's all it is. You know, that's why I say you get on the dating site. You pick out 10 regular looking women and you communicate, you send messages to them. Only wait for the messages from them to come back to you, for them to reply to you. Otherwise, man, you're going to get on there and it's going to be 1,000 people contacting you. You're not going to know who's AI, who's legit, who's a scam. You're not going to know. Use the damn filter. That's what it's on there for. Hey, Ryan Avery, Rogue One, thanks for that super chat. He said migrants try to bring food into Australia. You know, we're migrants over here. We're immigrants over here. Even though we're, you know, most of us are legal, but there's a lot of illegal immigrants in the Philippines, man. But what the Philippines will do is they'll deport you to your country. They're not going to deport me to Zimbabwe or some damn where Venezuela. I mean, for the United States to be doing that shit, man, and we don't even push back on it. Imagine if, I'm telling y'all something right now, man. It's a good thing that people still hold America and Americans in such high esteem. But it's getting worse, man. If they start treating us the way we're treating them over there, man, we're in trouble. But y'all ain't listening. You know, a dollar ain't gonna mean nothing when your ass is in Uganda some damn where, in a damn prison. But the damn foreigner over in Vietnam, imagine going broke, I guess. He's trying to rob a jewelry store in Vietnam. Like, damn. You know, just go on home, man. You ain't got to crash out like that. Because look, guys, we don't even know the laws in these countries we're going to. How many times I said that? We don't care to know the laws, so why would you come to a place and risk everything, your freedom, even your life, to crash out? You don't know what the penalty is for robbery. It might be a death penalty. You see the brother, he's a basketball player. He's in Malaysia now, but he was playing in Thailand, and he had some woman from Thailand send him some gummies in Malaysia. Now he's facing a death penalty for some damn gummies, about 100 and something gummies. You know, crazy, man. He said, I had a headache when I first got on the dating site. It's going to drive you crazy, man. It's going to drive you crazy, Thomas. We don't even try to know. Honestly. We don't even try to know, Thomas. Those days of just getting on a plane like I did in 2009, I was a damn fool, man. And I tell you, I was a damn fool. I didn't know it was probably 2 days I was on the online about the Philippines. I wasn't looking at anything, cost of living, nothing like that. I just wanted to get away. And I knew that, you know, hey, it was a pretty nice country. The people were hospitable. It was only a few things I was listening for. And I got on the plane and came over here, man. Shit. I wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't tell anybody to do that. He said that one in Vietnam was nuts. He's got a whole channel, man, if y'all think I'm playing. Go on any of his videos, man. He gets a lot of views on that channel. He gets more views on Asia now than he does living abroad. Because people they love that drama, and it's a good channel, man. If you think I'm lying today, why so many people crashing out overseas? Are you over reacting, Cal? No, I'm not. Go on his channel, and you're gonna see, man. It was just some Kuwaitis that was just arrested for beating up the lifeguard in Malaysia. I think it was Malaysia, no, Thailand, because he told them it's too dangerous to get in the water. Well, I looked it up after I saw it on Asia. Now, it's true. One of the guys came back and paid him like $6,000 or something. I mean, they beat his ass, 11 of them. It's not just Americans. But most of the shit we get happens either in Brazil, Colombia, DR, Philippines, or Thailand. Because some of them other countries don't play. You go to Indonesia with that bullshit. Or they was talking about, hey, if he'd have did that in East Africa, he wouldn't be alive today. They're unalive him. We know where to go to crash out, man. We know where to go to crash out. Yeah. See, and this is the thing. We don't know who's real, who's a scammer, who's in Ghana, who's in Nigeria. We don't know if it's a real man. Guys, they putting AI on there. Kaz is really good in this IT. Y'all met Kaz. He came to my meet and greet in Davao, man. This guy's smart. He knows all the technical stuff. His job, he's got a remote job. Man, he sent me a picture, scared me to death. It was me. He took a picture on my Facebook, right? And put a woman in there with it, man. I said, dude, don't do this. I said, there's no way I could ever convince Merlin that this shit ain't real. And he's even got a picture. He showed me some more stuff. He's playing with it. He's kissing a woman. And I'm like, man, don't you know it's just crazy now? It's AI. And that's how they got the guy in Florida. He's sitting there because, they think, oh, yeah, well, get off the dating site. Let's go to WhatsApp. You think you fooling with a real woman, man. You better be careful. You better know what you're doing. Don't send any money until you get over here because you're going to need it. He said, you're going to know the laws. I got to know the laws. What are you saying? Imano Po and elders in Thailand, and it was a big deal. Oh, okay. Imano Po and elders in Thailand, it was a big deal. Not to touch the elders. I didn't know that would be an issue. Wow. Yeah, see? But we don't care. We just get on the plane, like I said, that American exceptionalism, and we're elitist. We can do whatever we want to do until you can't. This guy, it was so out of character. You don't hear about foreigners beating up Filipinos in San Carlos City. Man, it's just a little bitty town. It's clean. It's respectable. The foreigners are spread out, man. I can go a whole week without seeing a foreigner. And for him to crash out like that and beat that girl, he's very fortunate. He better leave, man, because she's from the mountains. Quezon province here. Look that up. That's NPA territory. Maryland's got an uncle who's a NPA. They won't bother you. They problems with the government, but they got weapons and all that stuff. Man, you start beating up on their sisters and daughters and stuff, you're going to have a problem. But then if they come by and saw him in half, he's a victim now. The Americans, it'll make the Philippines look bad. They're not going to tell the whole story. This fat ass is over here beating on women. They're going to make him out to be the victim. A lot of these people over here, when you see these foreigners, not all of them, but a lot of them, man, they're not victims. They're doing something because it's personal. It's not a lot of random killing and stuff over here that goes on over here, man. You targeted for some reason or the other. Hey, Unfiltered Black Abroad, it's Q in the Philippines. Hell, I like the Q in the Philippines better, man. But thanks for that super chat. He said, some guys crash out because the women don't comply with the unspoken agreement. I took care of you, now you don't want to take care of me. I'll get it back in blood. Yeah, that's stupid though, man. I mean, how much money are you giving her right off the top? What are you talking about? The very first day, you're going to know if she violates the unspoken agreement, Q. Why are you going to hang around? That's on you if you hang around. But most Filipinos, they're not dumb, man. They're not stupid. Do you see the good women these guys are coming over here getting? Okay? And that's the reason why people come over here. They know there's quality women here. It doesn't matter what other guys are saying. I was just watching that Jogo, or is it Gojo? The guy down in Dumagetti. when he was talking about, I'm not gonna date and everything. Now he got a little cutie by his side now. If you come over here, man, and she looks intelligent, she doesn't look like a scammer. She looks like she's gonna take good care of him. Okay, but he's gonna have to do his part too. But you'll know that right off the top, man. You ain't gotta wait and talk about beating the girl anyway. Just send her back where she comes from. She's the loser, Q, not you. Man, you've been over here long enough. Where you say you live? I'm getting ready to put some stuff on my Patreon. I might even put it on my members only. I'm going to show you where your girlfriend is from. Because a lot of y'all don't know. You don't know where she's from. Hey, granted, all my life, he said, "What's up, Cal?" And the Sunshine Shows family. It's college football season, and Auburn versus Bella playing now. Oh, man, that's a pretty good game. Now, like I said, I can't sit and watch a whole game. It's too commercialized. It's too much stoppage. Excuse me. But I will check in and out of that Ohio State and Texas, because I'm trying to see, if all the hype is what it's supposed to be with Arch Manning. They hyped him up, man. And the one guy, man, I was shocked. He was on ESPN. He said, man, the tape don't match the hype. He said he's only had 88. I mean, it's so few starts and, so many passes. How are they seeing him as the number one pick already? It's going by potential only, man. Well, they don't win games in the NBA, in the NFL. Hey, Young Fresh Global Travel, thanks for that super chat. He said you need to have a call in sometime, like Richie Rich. Sometimes people may just want to dial in and show love, nothing but dimes in Cartagena. It is, man. I went broke there in Cartagena, but I was young, man. Hell, I was 20 years old. I don't even know if I turned 20 yet, because Cartagena was the last place we stopped in on our way back off of that 8-month med cruise. So I don't even think I was 20 yet. I might have been. Yeah, I was 20. I wasn't 21 yet. I went broke. And women, man, are damn pieces. I was telling Richie Rich that. I said, man, because I had thought about that before. Because I asked him when I was with him, I said, man, how do you do that call-in thing? He said, I just got a speaker with my phone. And I put it up, and I have them call in. But I may do that, like I said, going forward with my members only and Patreon, man, because you got to reward your supporters, man. You can't treat them like everybody else, and I was guilty of that. But you can't do it and not expect to keep them as supporters. Why am I going to be a members only if all you giving me is what you giving everybody else? I can't do it, man. I won't do it anymore. I'm not going to go after today. I'm not going to do the live streams like that. I'm going to give more of my videos. It's just something that I decided to do. He says, robbery in Vietnam and drug smuggling in Malaysia can get you the death penalty. Only mature and smart bros should trip to Southeast Asia. Yeah, it's a whole different set of rules. And you right, man. You got to be careful, man. I mean, you really do. But you see the other high-profile case, the American pastor who's accused of mistreating all those children. And now you got people who are siding with him. They're saying they believe him. Well, how would you know? How would you know that? You jump into conclusion. You don't know. Of course, people are going to put their best foot forward. If they're making a video, he's in jail. He's behind bars making a video, professing his innocence. That's the difference between the Philippines and America that I can tell you right there. They will, when they arrest a fugitive or a criminal, the news people will be there interviewing him as they taking him out of the car. I mean, it's not like in America where they're hollering at him and he's not saying anything. They're interviewing him and he's giving answers. And then they'll be right there. He'll be in behind bars after they already processed him. And they'll be interviewing him in jail. Because that anything you say can be used against you, I guess it don't count over here. If you don't have due process and all that, your ass is guilty till you prove yourself innocent. So they're trying to plead their case right then and there. But that's another high profile case. But it was something I had to look up that because I was binge watching his channel, Asia Now, today. Because I said, let me see if it's just these high profile cases. Let me see how much I can find out about people crashing out overseas. And there was something this is just in the Philippines. 1,422 foreigners have been deported in the Philippines in the first 6 months of 2025. People are crashing out over here, man. Y'all think I'll just be making this shit up? And it says that's almost double the 717 that was deported during the same period in 2024. Man, that's a lot of people. That's from Asia Now, and I looked it up. He's telling the absolute truth. So if you think that it's just a few high-profile cases, those are the ones you hear about. Those are the ones we hear about that go viral. But it's all kind of shit people are doing over here. I wrote it down. What is it? It's all nationalities, man. All sorts of mayhem. Remember, we're human beings. Wherever we go, wherever we are, it's going to be mayhem, scamming, confusion, all kinds of murder, violence. From beatings, robberies, drugs, scams. We're doing everything, man. Okay, Lonnie. He said he's coming in November. Yeah, Kaz does have some YouTube AI shorts. But that AI voice, that's what I was telling him. I said, it's starting to get on my nerves because they all sound the same. But these pictures that he can do, it's scary, man. I said, man, it's scary, man. I told him, I said, man, don't do that, man. Don't ever send me another picture like that. It was so real. Because the picture is I'm in the hotel over here at Mawani. This is back in like 2021 or something. And I'm just laying in there, Maryland take a picture of me. Well, he sent it to me with a woman draped all over me, man. It was real. I was like, dude, if Maryland saw this, man, I'd be packing my damn shit today. What's up, Hollywood? He said, glad to see you tonight, bro. Hey, man, thank you. He said, I was threatened to go to the police. It broke my heart. He says, I gave what? I don't understand what you're saying. But it's a lot of people being deported just here in the Philippines. So you can imagine in these other countries, you know, but they don't make a big deal out of it like they're making in America. Okay? Definitely, if you come from certain countries, they're going to put you on the front page. We got to get rid of all of them. But they don't think about us in that manner over in the Philippines. They're not there. Look at this. Imagine, okay, if they deported 1,422, and if you make it to, per capita, right, versus the United States, how many people they beat and deported, it'd be a crisis, man. It would certainly back that agenda over there that they're promoting. He said in Mexico and Colombia, the people say, gringo, go home. You can't afford to live here because you being here drives up the rent. Go back to the USA. See, that's the type of stuff that would scare me, man, if I went to a place, even if I only seen that one time. that would bother me. And that's why I love the Philippines, man. You can't put a price on being welcomed. Y'all can say all y'all want about the infrastructure and all that stuff, man. You can't put a price on being somewhere where you're welcome. They're not going to bother you with that shit like that. Now, a lot of times when you see these protesters, they're getting paid, man, to do that. He said, whatever happened to Derek Q? I saw one of his videos. I believe he's relocated to Vietnam. According to the video, he's like, bye, Philippines. The 3 years was good and this and that, but it's a new chapter in his life. But I don't talk to him anything. He said, I was told the MPA wouldn't hurt if you disrespect a Filipino. Well, I would leave the country yesterday. They won't bother you unless you're disrespecting Filipinos. They will. Okay, the reason is, San Carlos City used to have a lot of trouble over here with MPAs and stuff. According to Maryland, they cleaned it all up, though, and the government even gave them a grant for doing it. It's not the way it was, but they're still here. But they don't have a problem with you unless you over here beating up on women or something, selling drugs or something, disrespecting people. They coming for you, man. They'll saw you in half. But then they'll make him look like the victim because they're not going to tell the whole story. Just like they're not telling the whole story about Elliot Eastman. We don't know what those people targeted him for. He was there for a long time before that happened to him. Okay, and it's few and far between that kind of stuff happens. So, like I said, I'm not talking bad on the dead man. I'm just saying we don't really know the story over there of what happened to him. We don't know what he was doing. So they made him out to be the victim, just like they would do him. He done beat up the woman, beat her bad. Okay? And then he comes out of there and, they saw his ass in half. Because you're never going to see it coming, man. You're never going to see it coming. They're just going to tap you in the head with that 45 caliber. That's what they use over here, that 40 caliber. Those homemade guns. They make, Filipinos are some great gun makers over here. That's why they said, well, I thought guns are illegal. You can't own them. Yeah, because they make their own over here. He said, you can go in any ghetto in the world with respect and not stay too long. He said the world's a ghetto. I think people, all we want is respect. He said, as long as the Philippines remains in poverty, they will always be in international relationships. I guess you got something there. But that's only a small percentage, though. But yeah, you're right. Because that's the only reason they're dealing with us. But remember, I say this at least 2 or 3 times a month. Why are you dealing with them then? Is that the only women you can get who are struggling, who don't have any money, who live in poverty? We never talk about what we want and why we're here. We only talk about what they're doing, what they want. There's 2 sides to that story, but we don't want to tell our side of the story. That's why you can't be crashing out on these women. You can't be putting these women down, man. When you part of that story. He said the problem is, I think when people get in trouble out here, they think they're going to be punished like America, and that's not the case. Yeah, you're exactly right. I take it a step further, Raymond. We think that the way things work in America is the same as it works around the world. Boy, are you in for a big surprise. Anywhere you go outside the United States. We live in a bubble over there, man. A crazy ass bubble. Yeah, they will investigate his background from his country. What's the 1400 for? Yeah, smash the thumbs up. He said there's a few tenders with YouTube channels living in the province. It looks rough there. Man, you can come to some of these water areas and it's rough. You don't have to go to the province, but you see extreme poverty when you go to the province because there's no backdrop. There's no big, nice looking buildings and malls close by. It ain't nothing but, uh, poverty, man. And like I said, I'm not talking about anybody because, some people, they were born into that. They had no, control. They had no say so or anything. And believe it or not, that's what makes them strong, man. That's why you got to understand where these women are coming from that you're dealing with. And it helps you to deal with them better. Oh, okay. Thanks for the super chat, Unfiltered Black Abroad. He says 1,400 compared to millions of immigrants who flood the U.S. and commit crimes. I'll take my chances in the Philippines. You missed the whole point of what I'm saying. The topic of the discussion today, Q, is why so many expats traveling, expats and travelers crashing out overseas. And because you see a few high-profile cases, you think, oh, that's it. I'm making the point that just in the first 6 months over here in the Philippines, okay, you're not talking about all the other countries of nationalities that's in America, Q. We're just talking about the Philippines. See, if you add up all of the places where Americans are deported, it's going to add up, man. Okay. And a lot of times, it ain't no crazy, funny stuff going on over here. We deserve to be deported, the stuff we're doing. Okay? They do a lot of stuff over there to further their agenda. It's diabolical, man. That's what a lot of young guys are using that word now. For the United States, okay, if I'm from Venezuela, damn it, deport me back to Venezuela. Don't send me to Uganda, man. What kind of crazy shit is that? In a crazy ass prison over there somewhere. I can't speak the language. I don't know anybody over there. I'm broke. Man, we're going to pay for policies like that. It ain't going to help nothing. It ain't going to help nothing, guys. I'm sorry. What's up, Rashad? He said, Uncle, you ever thought about getting into the ASMR business? What is that? He said, I put a live stream of yours to go to sleep on. Your voice helps with my sleep. Somebody else told me that, man. I didn't know that. He says, Rashad Smith, reason why it's 18 to 80, blind, crippled, are crazy. Yeah. And this guy was crazy. And see, here's something else I put on here if you think I'm playing. That's the second thing I put. Okay. I said, is it attention seeking? Is it for clicks and views? Because clicks and views are a hell of a drug. Remember they say that sex is a hell of a drug? Well, clicks and views are a hell of a drug now. And we'll do anything for that. Because I'm telling myself, this guy in Kenya, this Jay Rello guy, why in the world would you put that out? Let somebody put that out on you. That's an ugly video, man. Makes you really look bad. I know about going, you want to go viral, but do you want to go viral under those conditions where it's going to put your life in jeopardy? No. If I was going to do that, he must have calculated the response that was coming from over there. Because I'd have waited till I got safely at home before I would have uploaded something like that. I would have been safely back in Gary, Indiana, wherever he's from, before I would ever let that upload because it was going to go viral anyway. But now he's stuck over there. He said, yeah, they would silently remove you. He says the $10,000 enough to stay, yeah, for about 3 or 4 months. If that's all you got. Okay. Well, you know, man, don't say kind of stuff like this, man, because, you know, as a black man, I know you're a black man too. You ain't got no business saying stuff like that. Yeah, I've been fighting up a hill my whole life, man, because people think that way about me. They ain't got nothing to do with that. You know. Remember I told you, well, if you a member of my members only, is passport bro the new N-word? You know that's all they're saying when they talk about that. All you passport bros aren't welcome. You know what they're saying. Okay? He said, do you think there's a Trump effect with expats behaving badly abroad? They feel no country will prosecute them out of fear of a Trump's retaliation. I don't know, but I wouldn't put anything past some of those people because a lot of them are delusional, man. They'll believe anything Trump says. They think he's like this strong man. He's only a strong man because he got the United States behind him. But you take Trump out of that office, he's just a 79-year-old man, you know, with failing health and all of that. You know, they're already talking now about just eliminating his presidency like he never even existed. No libraries, no nothing, because the shit that he's doing, man, you can argue all day long, man. It's right there in your face. It's some ornery shit that he's doing, man. It's uncalled for. You know, he done removed, I saw where he just removed a Secret Service from Kamala Harris. Man, why would you do crazy stuff like that, man? He says 10,000 enough to stay in the Philippines for 6 months. Well, I tell you what, man. Yeah, it's possible, but can you do it? Because when you get over here, man, it's all kind of stuff that you're gonna want to do. You're not just gonna sit in the condominium all day long and not go anywhere and not do anything. Of course you can do it. What would that be? What's that? $1,600 a month? You know, I don't want to be living somewhere where I'm watching my pesos like that, man. That's too much stress. It's too much stress for me. I gotta have some money coming in just in case something happens. Because I had a bad month last month. I spent a whole lot more than what I counted on spending because it was just the way things fell into place. Booby's birthday party, going to Manila, all kind of stuff, man. The meet and greet that we had, it just all started, you know, spiraling, man, accumulating. And, you know, 6 months, can you do it? Absolutely you can. But when you get over here, the sun's shining, you got that young, attractive woman with you, man, you're going to want to go to Boracay, or Bohol, Panglao, Bohol, or somewhere like that. Certainly when it's your first time. See, I done been there and done that. It's easy for me to just kick back here in San Carlos City and not do anything. But a new guy, man, when I first started coming over here, man, at one time I spent $7,000 in 2 months. This was back in 2010. So you trying to come here in 2025 and spend $10,000 in 6 months? I'm pretty sure you can do it. Yeah, he said, Cal, admission is the first step to recovery. You are here found guilty of falling asleep on the member-only live stream. But I said that. You know, I said that because really it really wasn't in my mind. I don't really know what I'm doing on here for real. But as the time goes by, it'll hit you eventually if you open. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be my last live stream, public live stream. I'm going to start rewarding my supporters, with my live streams. There's 170 people on here. Most of them don't support me in any kind of way, but they enjoy my content, And a lot of the people who I talk to in the comments, they're not my supporters, because if you think I'm playing, I go back to, if you go to like the big guys, I don't consider myself one of the big guys. Zoom to Thailand, Austin Holloman, those guys like that. When they have a live stream, man, they will not answer your question unless it's a super chat. And, at first I was like, well, why are they doing that? I know now. He said, what's that acronym for, Cal? I don't know. What is that, Rashard? And it's not about money because my money's not going to change one way or the other. Live streams like this really hurt me. Being on here for 2 hours and stuff like that, it really messes me up, for real. But it's just my way of giving back. But I don't know what that acronym's for, ASMR. He says, if you pass away, your wife would not be entitled to your Social Security because you are not married to her. How do you feel about that? Well, my daughter is, though. And my 2 sons, they're already receiving theirs. So, yeah, you have to understand something, Josh. Listen real carefully. Okay? I've already made Maryland rich. You realize this land and this house is hers. These 2 houses, the land that they're on and everything, okay? They're worth more money than she could have ever dreamed of having in her lifetime, no matter what type of job she had. Okay, so stop with the shaming stuff. Okay, and then Booby's going to get a check all the way till she's 18. I think if you go to college, it extends even more than that. Okay, Merlin's got a bank account. I've taken very good care of my woman because she takes very good care of me. Okay, but I've already, I got out in front of that. And then I'm not responsible really for that, but she's already set because Marilyn's smart. If something were to happen to me, she got that money from Booby. There's several things she could do. She could rent that guest house out for another, just to pay, that would pay her utilities. And then Booby's money would buy the food. They don't eat a lot of food. They don't spend a lot of money. The only reason is because I'm here. It's because they're with the foreigner. Otherwise, they revert back to their natural ways, man. But y'all worry about the wrong stuff. Just make sure you do the right thing. I've already done the right thing. Okay, Merlin was earning about, let's just say about 7,500 pesos a month. Let's just say 10,000 to make it where you can understand it. So right now with the peso being 57, we'll just say 50. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. So now she's earning $200 a month. It's all spent, Josh. It will be all spent. There's no savings. There's no nothing. They live in day to day, hand to mouth. There's no way she would ever be able to build a house like this, buy a lot like this, build another house, build a gate around it. Okay, and then, Booby would be getting somewhere like $1,024 a month. Every month. So now you got to look at the 57.11. So what are you worried about? By that time, hell, Maryland will be old enough. And then let me be honest. Let me give you the nitty gritty. The minute something happens to me, one of you Tom, Dick, or Harrys is going to slide right in here anyway and take my place. That's the security. That's why Maryland takes good care of herself. You rotten, low-down, ornery cocksuckers, good and well, damn well, if me and Maryland were to split up or something were to happen to me, one of you rotten suckers is going to be right in here taking my place. Okay, put that in your pipe and smoke it. It's going to happen. It happens all the time. Okay. He said we can get a woman, just not the ones we want. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's true though. That came to me today because people always say, sex is a hell of a drug. But clicks and views are a hell of a drug. Go on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. It's a hell of a drug. Man, this is what makes that social media. They're smart. These are, man, they use the worst type of psychology on us, Michael Beach of Life. I think you know. I'm going to be looking for that validation, man, from how many clicks did he, how many likes did I get, how many views I got, to make them feel better. It's a hell of a drug. Yeah, they do it, man. This guy did that. He's over in Kenya. He miscalculated that Kenya's a tight, knit. Even though it's a big place, it's a big country. The way things work, it's like over here. That if Facebook makes the Philippines small. If you say something, man, and they threw it out there on Facebook, every Filipino is going to know. And that's what happened to him over there. He got the clicks and views. He's viral. He might be, I've been on YouTube for 5 years. He's bigger than Vitali. Yeah, he's bigger than Vitali because the Philippine public didn't push back on Vitali. I guess they caught him fast enough or whatever it is. This guy is more revered than Vitali. He's bigger than Vitali. I mean, all you got to do is just look on YouTube. He's everywhere. And there's not one good thing being said about him. Yeah, I know. Ain't nothing wrong with Hispanics. I don't know why Q came on here with that, man. You know better, man, to do that, man. You don't know what people are saying behind your back over here. You can't understand Tagalog. Yeah, he's thinking about, I tell you, he's going to pay a price for that, man. The universe is always watching. That goes for anybody, not Trump, man. See, I secretly burned that MAGA hat. And I feel better, man. I got rid of those demons. I don't really pay Trump any attention anymore. I really have compassion for him. I got empathy for people like him. I mean, he's old. He's probably demented. He's probably being, led around and everything like that. I just don't really, I promise you, man, he doesn't even come to my mind unless somebody says something on my live streams or something. But I burned that MAGA hat. I did it for myself. Because let me profess something and then we'll go on. That America First sounds really good if it were real. If we were going to put America first, no more foreign wars and proxy wars and all of that, right? And spending all them trillions of dollars elsewhere, but take care of our infrastructure, take care of our veterans, take care of our seniors, and the most vulnerable of American citizens. I'm all for America first. Okay? But it never was true. It never was real. That never was their intention. It's just a great phrase, man, that grabs people's attention. Make America great again. If it's going to be freedom, justice, and equality for everybody, why not make America great again? But that's not the intention. It all sounds good. Yeah, I said it. That America first is a hell of a good ideal, but it never was meant to come to fruition. It was just put out there to get votes, and it worked. If I'm an American, why would I want an American president to fail? Unless I see him fail in the country and taking it down intentionally and doing shit that's only going to benefit him and a few other people, no matter who's in office. You damn right, America first sounds good, and I see why people fail for that. But now that you know that that's not going to happen, now it's time for us to come together, man, and say, look, and push back against a lot of the bullshit that's going on. But when it starts happening to us, don't cry to me because I don't want to hear it. When the Philippines deport your ass to Uganda or Cuba, some damn where, Venezuela, some damn where, and put you in some fucked up prison, don't cry. Don't cry to me. He said, did you see what the LTO officer is under investigation now? He's the one that has the 40 cars. I didn't see that. I heard something about that. But here's the thing. The Philippines, their corruption is, it can't, hold a candle to the corruption in America. Okay? It just can't, man. They learned a lot of what's going on over here from America. He said, what's the update on that CRBA? I plan on getting my son one soon. Well, get it as soon as you can. We're still waiting, man. The documents we sent in, they saying it's not enough. What they're really looking for, and Maryland's scrambling now to try to find it, they really want that ultrasound. Okay, because they said sonograph in the letter. We sent them the sonograph. Now it's not enough. Okay, but just have all your ducks in a row. I did it twice. I know that's what they want. All that other stuff is icing on the cake. They want to see the proof that she was pregnant because they trying to pull all kind of scams. You can imagine to get into America, man. Excuse me. And, there's a lot of people who's come before us. And they're just saying, hey, they're trying to keep you honest. Hey, thanks, King Slayer. Yeah, I know they're on. I watched a little bit of it. He said, hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. He said, giving out the pen for a win. What's this? What are you talking about, Michael? Beach Life. Yeah, man, thank you. But people get into live streams like that guy and they try to shame you. I've done way more than I'm obligated to do. But it's just my way of saying, okay, thank you for having my back 8,000 miles from home. Because y'all think y'all don't need co-signers over here. You think you're going to come over here and live in a country, you don't understand the languages, you don't understand the culture, you don't understand nothing. You got a pension and you think that's all you need. I'm telling you now, you don't. You're going to need a whole lot more than that. Okay? But you're damn right. He said the next pet strikes again. No, it's true, though. It's going to happen. It's happening. It happens all the time. I guarantee you that Mark Thornton's girlfriend is already with somebody else. She's just keeping it low because she knows the shit she's going to have to deal with. And anybody, look, you see what happened to John. Okay, John, my buddy John, when he died, she gave it some time. I don't know how much time now. Somebody else is blowing out their back. She's probably in America right now. He said, I bet I see anybody with Maryland. We throwing hands. Man, y'all know y'all slippery, man. Y'all slimy, man. Y'all Grammy. Is that what the young guys say? You know good and well. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, they always gonna, man, you know. So you really don't have to worry about that. All she gonna do is put another profile up there with she's got her pictures now. She got pictures in the gym and everything, showing her big legs and stuff like that. Y'all gonna hurry up and eat that up. Yeah, I'm certainly not that type. You know, I tell you all the time that that's uh probably the easiest thing not to do over here. And that's to fool with a woman who's already been with a foreigner. I'm sorry, you know, I'm gonna let somebody else do it because I know uh, what they go through. I know that they're faithful, they're cooperative, they will bend over backwards, and like TJ said, forwards respectfully for you. You think that I want that? He said, now that's the real nitty gritty. Cocksuckers will be in there before your grave gets cold, Cal. You're right. Yeah, you know I'm telling the truth. Well, it's all symbolic, though. It's all symbolic. That's why people wear crosses around their neck. It makes them feel more secure. It makes them feel better. You know, that's what Napoleon Bonaparte did. He carried around that talent, okay, because his mother told him when he was little, always keep this. This is going to make you famous and powerful. And when it happened, he never went anywhere without that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah. He says, Joe Go Wanda's having a great time. Yeah. But see, the thing about it was when I used to watch him at first, I was like, yeah, this guy's on a pink cloud because he's talking about whether or not I'm gonna date or not. I'm like, dude, you're gonna date. You're gonna have a woman pretty soon. And pretty soon she's gonna be living it with you. And I'll be damned. You know, he's even happier now. And he's got a nice looking woman. She seems to be mature. It's not one of them young girls, but one thing I'm gonna tell you about Dumagetti, they got some beautiful women there, man. I don't know if it's because those colleges are there. Me and Paul were together the other night. Shout out to Paul, the one who has the 13 things that the woman must, the 13 requirements for his next wife. This guy, he had me laughing the whole night. But while I'm on it, let me say this, man. His guy's got one of them little multi-cab vans that he paid to have it built. And he didn't pay no more than about $5,000 for it, man. I'm thinking that's the way I may go. I'm not gonna spend $1 million pesos. He said he spent about 300,000 for his, man. I was shocked at how smooth it drove, and it wasn't rattling. You know, he's got a great suspension and everything, man. It's this little thing was nice. And I was like, you know what, man? Why I want to spend $1 million pesos when I just buy that for 300,000? He's got a nice, excuse me, stereo in there, the camera with the, you know, recording everything. It's really, really a nice car. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I believe Ron Paul more than that I believe Trump because it's a great. What better platform to run on, Michael Beats Life, when you know Trump? You can't say he's stupid because he's not. His advisors aren't stupid. They knew what to do. They saw the problems that the other side was doing, and it's like, okay, let's do this America first. They see how frustrated people were with Iraq, and Afghanistan, but they never talk about Israel, but it's still the same way because his supporters, they don't want us supporting Israel too. Remember, guys, listen to this. If you think I'm playing, the billions that we give Israel every year, they got free health care, free college tuition and all that. We don't have that, but they do. Yeah. Yeah, it's pointless. It is pointless. He's not living rent free in my head anymore. I'm human though, the stuff that he does, it used to get on my nerves. I don't even watch him anymore. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. No sense in me complaining because I can't do anything about it. See, I live by that. Don't complain unless you're gonna do something about it. So what I did, I moved out of America. I did that the first time he was in office. Remember, I came in here in 2018. No, it's not dirty, Max. It's just that's the way of life, Rashad. He said, so Unc, you saying that the Sunshine community got dirty Max in it, waiting to scoop up Maryland if they try to deport your boy? It's going to happen. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I mean, I couldn't blame him. He said billionaires first. Yeah, Israel first. Yeah. But I couldn't blame him, man, because I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you you know how that monotony sets in with a relationship, and you're getting tired of each other, man. Go away for 3 or 4 days. If you really care about the person, you come back, you start that far up all over again. When I came back yesterday, Maryland looked like a new woman, and I was only gone for 3 days. But yeah, guys, I got to get off of here. I'm going to go to the store early today instead of tomorrow. But thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Remember, September 27th, Draft Restaurant Brewery in the Power Plant Mall. We're having that meet and greet collab with Richie Rich and Chain. Also, starting tomorrow, I must do my first live stream. Members only, guys. Going forward, this is my last public live stream, man. Thank y'all for y'all support, but it's going to my Patreon, which you'll see this in the description or the comments if you want to join that or become a member. But that's the only way you're going to get my live streams anymore, guys. Appreciate y'all. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't come over here and crash out. They got something for you over here. You want to join that 1422, they waiting.